Hi everyone. So the year that I was born was in the year 2001, and that year had a lot of stuff going on with major events around the world, technology, the cost of living, and popular culture in 2001. So now we're gonna start with the major events that happened around the world and the US. So let's start in India. So there was a major earthquake in this major city called Gujarat, India, and it brought so much destructive force into that city that it killed around 20,000 people, and that is a high fatality number. With Iraq, British and the US forces carried out bombing raids attempting to disable the Iraq air defense network. In the US, as you all know, on September 11th, 2001, four airplanes were hijacked and around 3,000 people were killed. Two airplanes were hijacked in the Twin Towers in New York City, one in the Pentagon, and then one in a field in Virginia. And it was a very hard day for a lot of Americans that day. And after following 9/11, Congress passed a aviation security bill which requires all airports in the US to have screenings so they can check any background checks, and you have to be a US citizen, and they also check for if you have anything in you or in your bags and etc. And during the US in the summer, it was known as the Summer of the Sharks due to a high number of shark attacks and a high number of fatality rates that happened during the summer of 2001. Now we're gonna go to the cost of living in the year 2001, and these numbers were pretty shocking to me, as they may be shocking to a lot of you, because in 2020 right now, it's everything is so expensive compared to how it was 19 years ago. So, a average cost of a new home is around $136,000. An average medium income for one person is around $42,000. Monthly rent, this will shock a lot of you, is $715, and that is a very low number. And gas at the time was around $1.46, just depending on where you live in the United States. The average cost of a new car is around $26,000. A US postage stamp was around 34 cents. A dozen eggs were around 90 cents. A loaf of bread was around $1.82, and a pound of bacon was around $3.22. Now we are going to get into the technology of 2001. And as you all know, technology right now is so advanced, but back in 2001, technology at that time, 19 years ago, was advanced during that era. So now we're going to start with the technology. Wikipedia was founded, and it's a free encyclopedia, and it was open to everyone online. The Mars Odyssey was launched, which was a huge technology advancement with NASA. And then Apple released a new product called the iPod. And then Microsoft released a new thing called Windows XP, which, as y'all know, Apple and Microsoft, they're around the world, and a lot of people use those two technologies, and that is how a lot of our technology is so advanced today. Now we are going to get into the popular culture in 2001, and a lot of these movies, television shows, and music artists we've all have heard of or may not have heard of. So we're gonna start with the movies. We're gonna get into a few movies that I know and I have watched before, or if some of you may have not watched them, they're really good movies and they're funny. So the first movie is Monsters Inc., which came out in 2001. And by the way, all of these movies came out in 2001. So Monsters Inc., Shrek, Ocean's 11, The Mummy Returns, The Planet of the Apes, and A Beautiful Mind, and there's many more movies that came out in 2001. And a really good television shows that I recommend that came out in 2001 that are really funny and really good to watch are Malcolm in the Middle, CSI, Family Guy, South Park, Family Feud, Sex and the City, and lastly, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And some music artists that we all have heard of are Destiny's Child, Elton John, Jennifer Lopez, Alicia Keys, Jeanette Jackson, and so much more. And with 2001, it really has impacted all of us and how we think of things in a lot of way. And this is all the major events that really has happened, and the technology, the cost of living, then our culture wise. So I really hope that a lot of you guys got this a lot of information of the year 2001.